Hey guys, today I have two book reviews for you, and this wasn't staged. He really came up here like just as I pressed the thing. But I have two book reviews for you, and I have been a reading fool lately, and I'm so excited to be back into it. But the first book I have is Dreaming Anastasia by Joy Preble. Okay, thank you. And this was a really good book, actually. I gave it a 5 out of 5. Stop! And okay, let's get down. Thank you. Okay, anyway, and it's about a girl named Anne, and Anne is having very mysterious dreams, and she's been having them for about 2 years, and she suddenly meets this guy named Ethan, and he has really bright blue eyes, and he's kind of stalking her, and she's kind of worried about it, like, why are you stalking me? And so she's been having these weird dreams, and then it's also the story about Anastasia Romanov, who is a Russian princess back in the 1910, 1918, around there. And oh my god, I love Russian royalty stories and Anastasia and all of that. So I knew I would like this book, and I was really loving it, and it's so good. And it's kind of like what happened to Anastasia, and she was actually captured by a witch named Baba Yaga. And Baba Yaga is in myth, and Joy Preble actually did her research because Anastasia's sisters were right, her father, her mother, all of that was correct, because I'm obsessed with Russian, so I already knew that. And Baba Yaga is actually based on a folklore as well, so it's not like she just made it up. And it was just really good, and just really awesome. And the only thing though that I wasn't quite a fan of is this, which I will show you. Anastasia writes letters to her family like this, and it's really hard to read, so I was like reading it like this, like really close, because sometimes the cursive kind of melds together. And so I wish that was more like in italics in normal print, but other than that, it was really excellent. Perfect, like, drama, suspense, romance kind of story. I highly recommend it. 5 out of 5, really great. And yeah, so, and here's the other text, and the point of views goes from Ethan to Anastasia to Anne, and the chapters are actually really short. Like, sometimes there's like two, like Anne and Ethan, so sometimes they're really short, other times they're kind of long, but you're like reading so much that you don't even care. And I found Anne to be a really good character. I loved her. She's a great heroine. She is kind of ballsy, and she is very insistent and stubborn, and that's kind of like me. And so I really liked it, and the ending was good. I liked it a lot, and I'm actually super excited for her next book. And it's about a mermaid who takes a guy hostage or something. I don't know. It's on my blog about it, and I can't wait. I think it's gonna be really good. So there's that one. And then the second book I read was The Year I Turned 16 by Diane Schwem. And this book is about four sisters, and each story is about the year they turned 16, haha. And the sisters are Rose, Lily, Daisy, and Laurel. Not in that order. But I really enjoyed it. It's really, I know it's like yikes huge, but it's really fast and easy to get through. Here's the print. And so super easy. And the first story is about Rose, and Rose is the eldest of the family. And Rose has aspirations of becoming a singer, and though her father passed away in a ship accident, he was a fisherman. And so the troubles of losing a parent and her mother becoming a single parent kind of weigh on her, and she's kind of forced to take on more responsibility for her 3 younger sisters. And it's just about that, and they go through some financial trouble, and so it's about her struggles with that. And she's dating kind of a guy that's kind of a jerk and very into like appearances and that kind of thing. So it kind of reminded me a little bit of Pretty in Pink, that story. So if you've ever seen the movie, but it was still very good, and I really liked it. The second story is Daisy, and Daisy is huge tomboy. always into sports and kind of the good girl, always gets straight A's, perfect, you know, does chores, always helps out. She's like the silver lining in all the situations. She helped keep the family together and that kind of thing when their father died. And she is kind of sick of being the good sister, so she meets a guy who is not so good, and she kind of changes her attitude and kind of gets sulky and gets into some trouble. So that was pretty good. And then my favorite story was Laurel's story. And Laurel is kind of a tomboy. I think it's not so much that she's a tomboy, she's kind of clueless. And so that's what kind of I am. And she loves animals, and she works at a wild animal rescue hospital. And she meets this guy named Carlos, and she has a best friend named Jack, and they kind of start to have a relationship, and she's kind of questioning her feelings. You know, is it really a friendship or is it really love? And something really sad happens, and she's kind of struggling with that as well. And so that was my favorite story. I think the most character development between the sisters happened then. And then the last story is Lily, and Lily is she is kind of in the midst of her sisters, and her sisters are kind of busy with their own lives, and she kind of gets lost in the shuffle, and she's just deciding like who she is and what she wants to do. And she kind of does something to conform to what she thinks she should be for other people, and she's not really looking her true inner self. And I think her story is probably the most prevalent to teenagers. It's like the most current. So I think Lily's story would probably be the best one for that. But the book was really good. There is somebody for anybody in this book. Like Rose is girly, kind of dramatic. She's kind of I found her a little bit annoying in the book, but after her book it was good. And another thing I really liked was through the four sisters, you kind of kept up tabs with the other sisters, like after you were done with the book. Like after you're finished reading a book, the characters end and you don't know what happens to them. So each story is kind of like an epilogue for the previous character, which I thought was really cool. And anyway, there's somebody for everybody. Like Rose is the girly girl, Daisy is the huge tomboy, loves sports, and she's just really funny. And Laurel obviously is kind of clueless. She likes to wear overalls and turtlenecks and loves animals, and she's kind of clueless about romance and that kind of thing. And then Lily is kind of the free spirit, fashionista, she's really cute, and she loves to write. And so it was just a really good book. I cried in Laurel's story because it's so sad, but I highly, highly recommend this one. But one thing I thought was kind of funny about this book is it was originally published in 1995, and they just republished it this year. And so sometimes you kind of see like how it was published back then. Like sometimes she slips and says going steady, or you could tell it's kind of old, but then other times you could tell that the publishers or somebody added something else in, like she was listening to a Taylor Swift song, or listening to Death Cab for Cutie or something like that. So you can kind of tell they updated it, but it's just in like random places, so it's not all the time. So I thought that was kind of funny that they kind of added the little tidbits to kind of make it more modern and more current. But it was still a great book. I really couldn't put it down because I wanted to know what happens to these girls and what their family is going through, and it just kept me reading. So I highly recommend this book. I also gave it a 5 out of 5. If you guys are like a preteen, or if you're just somebody looking for like what you want to do, or finding your inner self and just seeing who you want to be in life, this is a great book. It's really uplifting, and the girls are very strong characters in their own right, and it's just a really good one, so I highly recommend it. So those are my 2 book reviews. Right now I am reading Kissed by an Angel by Elizabeth Chandler, since I got it back in November, and so I'm finally reading it, and I like it so far. I'm only like 50 pages in, but I have this weekend off, so hopefully I'll be able to finish it and give you a review on Monday or Sunday night or Sunday afternoon, hopefully. We'll see. I don't know if I can read it all, because it's about 700 pages, so I don't know if I can read it all, but definitely on Monday, if not tomorrow. So I hope you guys are having a fantabulous Saturday, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.